Hi guys.
Hello people.
I'm Milena.
I'm Lola.
And
For the last time.
We're finishing Mr. Robot.
We are. And after this, The Wire apparently.
Apparently The Wire. That was so fucking unexpected.
No, I did not. I
And
thought Black Sails had it.
Honestly, yeah, I know many people are disappointed, and honestly I get it. Because like it lost, it was on the second place in every single poll that we put it on. And honestly, The Wire came in the last second.
You were just like, let's have two things on the poll.
Yeah, we were thinking so hard of the third things. Even though now I know few more that like are potentially gonna go next time on the poll if we make next time, or we're just gonna play Black Sails.
But like don't take our word for it. But like at some point, like we have to give it. I feel so bad at this point.
At some point it has to go.
Yeah.
But like we literally thought of it like a day or 2 days before that. Like, you know what we could put on the poll?
Yeah.
The Wire. That's a popular show. People would love it. They recommend it.
Yeah, it's highly praised. It would be like, it's time for us to
see
the show.
I just, honestly, when we put it there, I just wanted to see how highly it's gonna go. I thought, like, is it gonna be close to some of them? Like,
yeah. Like, Black Sails, it was left in the fucking dust. So, yeah, we're watching The Wire after this. But let's go back to Mr. Robot.
Yeah. It was a perfect show from start to finish. And I'm so happy that we
really
played this one and that we put it on a poll.
Yeah.
Because honestly, this was also the last minute when we put it in
This was literally last minute.
For some reason, we didn't think we want to react to it.
No, but like, I was... Again, because of my preconceived notion of what the show was, I was like, I mean, sure, I have this idea what it's about, and that didn't really necessarily interest me all that much, because like I thought it was what like Elliot 2.0 was telling our Elliot. You're like this incredible hacker or like a security whatever a day, and like a vigilante hacker at night. And I was like, okay, but like, is that really gonna interest me all that much? It didn't really seem like it seemed like it was gonna be fine, but like not as incredible as people like praised it to be. And so like, you know, I was open to watching it, but I can't say that I was like too excited to watch it. And then like immediately when you played episode 1 and like you see what it is sort of about, like you don't really know the full extent of it, but like you start having this idea, it was immediately just so far away from what I thought it was gonna be, and I was so happy about it. And like I think I immediately said like, oh, it's up my alley. Like this is exactly up my alley. And I didn't think it was before we played the first episode. And so I'm so happy that I was proven wrong, and that I just like assumed that it was not going to be as deep as it actually turned out to be. I really didn't expect it. Turned out
to be so complex.
Yeah.
And all the characters that we have been so complex.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about it, honestly. It does have a heart.
Yeah. I do think it is fairly like an underrated show. Like I think like people who love it really love it, but I don't think it's talked about nearly enough, because like I didn't have a concept of it being like so great.
I mean, I did, honestly. I just like I saw the rating that it has very high rating, and also like I know like when it was coming out, like half of my Twitter talked how great it is and how well written it is.
Twitter
yeah,
was
and how
doing that,
well written it is, and everybody and all our comments were like that it's one of the best shows there with Breaking Bad or this and that. In my mind, there was no way that it's not gonna be that good, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I just didn't know how much I'm gonna adore it, or like if I'm gonna love characters that much or stuff like that. That's always a question in my mind.
Yeah.
But technically, I did have a clue. I did think that we're gonna adore it, honestly. I mean, also, I did watch 2 episodes.
Yeah, so you liked those.
But like
episodes.
Even before that, I think even before that, I played them because I was interested.
Yeah. And so we have come to the end of it.
We have come to the end, and the ending so far has been very confusing. It has been exactly what Mr. Robot was.
It has
been throughout the show. Run. Except every time we could have somehow predicted something or close to it. So are we gonna, is like what we said is close what's gonna happen? That
Like if
we
it's
have to
not,
see. Then I have no idea.
then I really like I'm really lost.
Yeah.
Because like I think we're there. Like I think we're somewhere again.
But we're just missing,
But, like,
in my mind, 50%,
yeah.
in your mind, just like 2%.
I think I'm missing 2. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I'm missing 50%.
I'm missing 2% in my mind. But I think it's somewhere, it's something that.
Yeah.
And I think now, I mean, I don't know if we're gonna continue in this world. Are we gonna, well, I don't, like, how this episode gonna be structured. I have no fucking idea.
Because we have to be in our world, the world that
we have to see, like, Darlene. We have to, like...
Exactly.
We have to see Darlene help. Like, I need to see where Elliot is. You know, like, did something explode? The police is coming. Did that even happen?
Did that even happen at all?
Like, I'm not even quite
all
sure.
Those hallucinations. Like, what the fuck has happened?
Like,
so
it really
far?
could be. Like, you could tell me this has all been a hallucination. I would be like, well, sure.
But again, where is Elliot? Where is he? Does he need help? Is Darlene gonna come there? Does he have his phone with him?
Well, I don't think
Does
Darlene...
she know his
I don't
location?
think Darlene is coming to fucking the Washington... I mean,
if he's passed out there...
She knows that that's where he wants to go. And I'm sure this would be on the news already.
Yeah. Well, why if nothing is exploding?
Well, yes, but the police is going there, so like you would at least know like something is wrong.
I don't know what's happening.
I don't know how this episode is gonna be structured.
I have no idea.
But I do know that Sam is smarter than us. So he is gonna explain this.
He thought of this
Yeah.
before he even started the show.
Yeah.
Like he thought of the whole plot.
Yeah.
He knew how it's gonna end.
Yeah.
So like he just like made something to be a bit confusing, but like at the end I think we're gonna realize everything.
Yeah.
And hopefully be happy with the ending, but like people are, so I think
I am
we
not
are
like
as well.
concerned
Me neither,
about
me
like
neither.
being unsatisfied.
Honestly,
with the
and the
ending.
thing is, yeah, the show have so much credit
Yeah.
in me.
Mm-hmm.
Like even if some things are not perfectly explained
Yeah.
or something like that, I think I'm still gonna love it no matter what, as long as it's
like they have
true to the characters, and as long as it, you know what I mean.
Yeah, I mean, I think they have done just again such a incredible job with everything. Like even with some things, if are like with White Rose, if it's like left not completely in my mind, 100% satisfied with the explanation. Like it's still,
I mean,
like the show is not gonna fall short.
Yeah, but
on
like
what
in
it
my
was.
mind, with White Rose concerning, it can only be, for me at least, if she didn't do any of that, then she's so delusional. But like again, that
Like
makes
she
no,
would be.
that makes no sense with how she made everybody else believe around her. That's still confused. I don't know. Don't know.
Look,
nothing makes sense.
They're gonna explain. It's called Hello Elliot, and we are saying goodbye Elliot to our Elliot. Goodbye friend. It says goodbye friend.
But like the first episode is called Hello Friend, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Hello,
talking
friend.
to
Hello,
us.
Elliot.
Goodbye friend.
No, definitely.
Friend is like Elliot. Friend is our Elliot as well.
But like friend is us.
Yeah.
We've been friends. They have not known each other, and here we wake him up, and he's here finally, and then
Elliot's and our Elliot's like what leaving. Our Elliot. Where is he gonna you see him? You know what I mean? If he's like an altar, where does he go? What is?
I don't know.
What is?
I mean, not all of his problems are dealt with. He's still.
Well, no, of course
So, like, he's
not.
still
And
gonna be there.
it's not like the idea is curable.
Exactly.
Like they are still, all the parts of him are like still within him, and so just
like our Elliot among them, I guess.
Yeah.
If that's the case.
However that works. I mean, at this point, I feel like that is the only way that this is like the only direction we were going towards.
Yeah.
But also, we just could be very off.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
really.
Honestly, that's why I don't want to say anything 100%, Because if we concentrate, but it's the last episode, it's the end. We concentrate.
I literally can't think of something else, No, that's not happening. But nothing else comes to mind. Usually we would
honestly,
tell you 50 theories.
Yeah,
but
honestly,
I have nothing else.
I didn't think of any. But I didn't even try to think of any. I tried to adjust everything to this one.
Well,
everything so far has happened. I tried to.
Which is
it
sometimes
makes sense
bad because then you're
That's what I
blind
want
to
to
other
say.
theories.
Maybe we missed so much.
Maybe it was something more obvious that we
Yeah.
just didn't pay attention
But
to because
with
we're
the
stuck in
name
this one.
Hello Elliot, even more makes sense. That,
Right.
It's even confirming in my opinion.
Yeah. And goodbye, friend.
No, it's 100%.
Right? I think so
100%.
as well.
It's literally 100%.
I think so as
And
well.
Darlene's gonna wake him up. Okay, I don't know why we're talking. We just put
Let's
along
watch.
in this.
Let's see,
no
people,
reason to
one
do
last
that.
time.
Yeah.
One last 52 minutes.
What does this mean? I have no idea where this episode is gonna go.
This like killing him part is like, I don't know what that means
I
in
have
the
no idea.
terms of like,
Please, don't judge
I will
me.
not, boy, I will not.
This was inevitable. You saw the earthquakes. Both of us can't exist here in this world. Now the only thing left to do is a full wipe down.
Huh. I really wonder what were people thinking. Did people think we were in a parallel universe?
It makes sense, it is.
Why are all the cars white and just the same? Oh!
What? Tarala's car?
Oh god, I give up. That's it.
But
I
like,
can't
technically
anymore.
that's after the 5-9 happened. He was right here. After he did everything in the realm.
And he was here and he lost memory then.
Yeah. So only he has black car. Everybody else has white car.
Yeah. Oh, there's a black car.
I'm still at my apartment.
So,
It's gonna take you forever to get to Coney Island.
I'll be right there.
what is that?
God, wow,
This is a bit exhausting.
Well, where is he going?
So
Oh,
you're
he
gonna
needs to, move the body. I forgot about that. Sam, we only have so many minutes left. And now I have never been more confused.
I was wondering if you were gonna show up.
Oh, Mr. Robert. Thank God. One thing I do understand.
I'm in a hurry though, so let's talk on the way, okay?
On the way to what exactly?
My wedding.
My way.
He's so happy.
White Rose's machine, somehow it worked. We're in a world where everything's better.
Not for him.
Understand, I had
Tried to what?
This is the only strategy for us.
Trust me when I tell you this. You are not him.
I don't have time to explain this to you.
You're
You
not
need
him.
to stop.
No. I'm not letting you steal this from me.
Just who exactly do you think the thief is here?
If I try to explain someone this scene now, he and himself are talking while he himself is carrying
Where?
his dead body.
Where are
that
they
he
even
killed.
talking?
In his mind palace. Okay. Why did I see one black car and everything else is white? See? I don't understand this now.
Unfortunately, I can't let you get away with this. You've been parked in this fire lane for quite a while. I'm gonna have to give you a ticket.
I'm moving it right now.
I'm gonna have to system ID first. Sir, what is this? I asked for your ID.
What did you give her?
It's my ID.
From what universe?
Sir, this ID belongs to Elliot Alderson.
Yeah,
Is that not who I am?
it's me.
This person is nothing like you.
He can't fit into this universe. Oh my god, girl, why would you ask this?
Because she's smart! She's like, there is Elliot Alderson in the box.
I'm headed to my wedding.
I'm gonna have to ask you to open the box for me. Put your hands in the air right fucking now. Take 2 steps back and get on your knees. Get on your knees!
What is happening?
Back up the 207 East Broadway.
How? Okay, but like she opens this up and she sees exactly him, but like she said, like they look nothing alike. So what is? Is it nothing? Is it empty? Is it?
Fucking kidding me.
I mean, I love my boy Elliot, but there is no way he would be able to run away from from Dom.
What do you mean? He was running. Heroes. See, evil never wins.
I tried to tell you. You just have to listen.
You can't stop this. I'm going to marry Angela. Nothing else matters.
Think about what you're saying. Angela is dead.
Not in this world.
That's not Angela.
I talked to her!
No, you didn't.
Nothing's been lying between us. It's still the same you, isn't it? You just don't want me to be happy, do you? Why can't you just let me have this one thing?
You need to listen to me.
No! I don't! Not anymore! I'm done listening to you! Just want to be fucking alone!
He said he doesn't want to be alone. Look at Coney Island. They're all wearing the same thing and they're all the same girl and guy. This is fucking creepy. See, boy, it's not real. It doesn't exist.
Here. It's the only reason I'm here, kiddo.
Who are all these people?
Only you know that.
What the fuck is going on? Where's Angela?
She's not coming. There was never gonna be a wedding, Elliot. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
White Rose's machine created this. That's why we're here.
No, it didn't.
Come on.
You were right about her game. It deactivated the machine just like you thought it would.
Okay.
This is a world you created.
I created.
I tried to bring you back here a while ago.
I've been here before.
You accidentally slipped into it once when we were going through your morphine withdrawal.
He was getting engaged to Angela.
Yeah.
Is this some kind of dream?
No, not a dream. Prison. Recursive loop that you constructed about a year ago to keep him occupied. So you could take control of him.
Who?
Elliot.
The real
Imagine if somebody didn't think of that.
Imagine. I'll be on the fucking floor.
What are you talking about?
But like, I didn't think he's the one that like created this so that he can keep Elliot.
My apartment was the real Elliot?
Okay, we were there. We were as close as we could have gotten.
You're stuck in
I'm the real Elliot Alderson.
You look nothing alike him, that's what Dom said.
there. You're no more Elliot Alderson than I am.
Did somebody notice that we just didn't see that? Like, did Angela notice? Did Darlene notice at any point? We just
I
didn't
don't know
see
that
that.
ever.
I can't believe that nobody noticed ever.
I killed him, remember?
You can't kill him, no matter how hard you try.
This doesn't make any fucking sense. I'm not Elliot. What the fuck am I?
You already know.
Yeah, that is funny.
Angela!
We're going back to the scene for 104.
That was the same song I think playing.
Oh, she's gonna say you're not him.
You're the.
But well, in this we're
You're the
gonna completely
monster.
probably have the same
Is
scene.
that what she wanted to say then? In episode fucking 4 of
In
season
episode
1.
fucking 4 in season.
That is literally how the scene went.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have the same scene.
There was never going to be a wedding.
Why not?
He tried to tell you, you're not Elliot. You're the mastermind.
Can't believe that.
Season 1.
Season 1, episode 4. Season 1, episode fucking 4. Season 1, episode
I don't
fucking
feel
4.
good.
I mean, we couldn't predict this. This is
What
how.
am I supposed like?
But like somebody has to bring him out of this.
Oh, sure.
What is this?
God, I feel like I'm on drugs. I mean, the world is collapsing.
Yeah.
He's the mastermind. He
Yeah,
created
he
this.
created this.
He created this to keep Elliot.
I'm not going anywhere, kiddo.
But like the machine stopped. Of course, it's him
Why wouldn't it be?
in a suit, though.
Yeah.
Bonsoir, Elliot.
Bonsoir.
Bonsoir.
Are we back? No, we're not. Well, I don't know. Like the
I know. Elliot's alter is trying to murder this one so that they would get Elliot out of this place that he created.
From where?
He hears it. She's next to him. He hears it, but like he's not yet ready to wake up.
It's like he's going through.
Through
like,
in his
this
mind.
world and
Yeah. But like he's not ready. But like she's next to him, I think, right now.
What am I doing here? But you're not really Krista.
Yeah.
No, of course not. But since you trusted Krista so much, the others thought it would be better if she spoke to you.
Why would I trust any of you? You've been trying to kill me.
We've been trying to show you the truth, and you've been resisting.
I can't talk to you. I need to talk to Dylan.
She's not here.
I mean, she's not. She's really not here.
She's the only one who can be here.
Where is she?
She's out there. In the real world.
I heard her voice.
Yes, she's trying to wake you. Elliot's connection to her is quite strong. So strong, she's become his only link to reality. In fact, it was by design she was removed from this fantasy. Without Darlene, it was your best chance at trapping him here.
Now listen to this. I don't want to be in this nightmare anymore. I want to wake up. I want my life back.
Maybe even she knew it was him. She just we didn't
It was
see
not
those
his
parts.
Life? No, I don't.
What?
He says I want my life back, but it was not his life.
I understand.
I mean, it is because he's him, but
It's confusing.
I can explain everything if you let me.
start speaking.
In order for you to fully hear the truth, first, we need to discuss Elliot's dissociative identity disorder.
Oh my
wow,
god, they're saying
finally.
it.
The first personality was created the day Elliot jumped out the window.
You're just sick and don't admit it. The movie's about to start.
The protector personality, the one Elliot created to replace his father, to protect him from intolerable situations.
All I was trying to do was take those punches for you.
Mr. Lola. Later in life, Elliot created the mother personality, the persecutor, blaming Elliot for the abuse.
I hate you. You're nothing.
Not long after her came Elliot's younger self, who emerged to handle the abuse he couldn't tolerate. And with that, he created his own family.
You can't leave us, and we can't leave you.
Oh my god.
I guess she doesn't know about you.
What?
I know all about them too.
What?
The warriors who think they aren't a part of this despite being here for all of it.
I know all about that too.
And for a while, we thought we had identified all of Elliot's personality. But there's another one who came
Mastermind.
about not too long ago.
Mastermind.
I don't want to hear this again. I know where you're going with this. It's not true.
It's okay. I know why you did it. Your heart was in the right place. You wanted to shelter him, which is why you changed his past.
Shoving me away, shoved me so hard. I fell backwards out the window. I wasn't changing anything that I thought happened.
But it was his future you really wanted to protect, wasn't it? That's why you went to such great lengths to take down all the evil that surrounded him in the real world. So you formed F Society.
We are F Society.
Why did you do it?
You wanted to save the entire world, so you could make it better for him, no matter the cost. That's why you hid him here, turning his harsh reality into a fantasy. Keep him safe until you were ready. She was wrong. Krista never quite figured it out, did she? She never realized she wasn't talking to the real Elliot. She didn't realize she was always
Neither
talking
did I.
to you. The personality created to carry Elliot's rage.
Fuck society.
I was angry. I hated myself.
Shut up!
The vigilante hacker, Elliot always imagined being one that sought vengeance.
Sometimes I dream of saving the world, saving everyone from the invisible hand.
A personality that had gained so much control.
There's something inside me that can't let go of what we started.
You forgot.
They think I'm the
I literally talking about you.
Forget again. Something is going on with you, Elliot. You have not been the same the past couple of months.
He forgot he was only just another
You were not being serious.
personality.
You're not Elliot.
You're the mastermind. Now it's time for you to give that control back to the host, the real Elliot.
No! I don't ever have to give up control.
This isn't your control. This is your rage.
Boy.
If you wake up, you'll just be stealing Elliot's life again.
My life. It always will be.
Oh.
God, I think I felt like I went through a lifetime in these last 5 minutes. Where is baby girl?
Really?
Oh my god, you're finally awake. I should call the nurse.
This is real, isn't it? Please tell me this isn't a dream.
This isn't your dream, Elliot.
Here. Right?
I am right here. I promise.
I thought I'd never see you again.
I thought I lost you too.
No way. I'm not going anywhere.
You sure make it fucking hard to believe that sometimes. Do you remember what happened when you were at the power plant? The only way you survived was because the room you were in had some sort of advanced shielding. They found White Rose's body. She's officially dead. Along with that machine Angela said she was hiding. Guess it's official. You saved the world, Elliot Alderson.
His name says his name.
Admit it, I thought it's.
Do what?
Who I am isn't real.
Elliot, look at me. You remember my promise to you. As long as I was here for you, as long as you could hold my hand, and you would know that this is real. And I'm telling you, this is real. I was there with you through all of it. Angela, she's gone. Same with Romero, Trenton, Mobley, Shayla. Elliot, I wouldn't lie to you.
No.
Of course, you are real. You are right here.
Darling. I'm not Elliot. I'm only a part of him.
Now.
Yeah.
No, you're not. Not the Elliot I grew up with, at least. I've known since we started our society. You don't act like him. At first I thought maybe it was you, but different. Then when you forgot who I was again, it wasn't hard to figure it out from there.
How come you never said anything?
together. Felt like we were finally getting close. I guess I didn't want that to stop.
How come you two weren't close before? What did you do?
It was me. I wasn't there for him. I didn't know how to talk to him. I couldn't deal with what he was going through, so I gave up and took off. That was part of the reason why I came back. I wanted to fix things. But he was gone and you were here instead. Is he okay?
I went to this place where I got everything you ever wanted.
Except you.
He deserves that. You know, even though I built on him, there's not a day that goes by when I don't think about him. I really miss him.
Really? I'm wrong. He doesn't have everything. And you know that. I'm only part of it. I want you to know I love you.
I can't even see the fucking screen.
Hello, friend.
Hi.
Gosh, it's always been lame, hasn't it? Sorry I never came up with a better name for you. Then again, I don't even have a name. Just a guy trying to play God without permission.
You told me once that this would be a black void. Absolute nothingness. Is that true?
We'll always be part of it, kiddo.
This whole time I thought changing the world was something you did. An act you performed. Something you fought for. I don't know if that's true anymore. What if changing the world is just about being here? By showing up, no matter how many times we get told we don't belong. By staying true even when we're shamed into being false. By believing in ourselves even when we're told we're too different. And if we all held on to that, if we refused to budge and fall in line, if we stood our ground for long enough, just maybe, the world can't help but change around us. Even though we'll be gone, it's like Mr. Robot said, we'll always be a part of Elliot Alderson. And we'll be the best part, because we're the part that always showed up. We're the part that stayed. We're the part that changed him. And who wouldn't be proud of that?
God, I need to rewatch this so badly.
Come on. This only works if you let go too.
No, this song. This is the outro of Animated 3, but they played the intro at the end of season 3. I can't read. It's like the light at the end of the tunnel.
Hello, Elliot.
We have to make a break. Like, we have to. Wow, we're back.
Oh, I forgot we're not gonna start this
Hi guys. Yes,
yeah.
this is the review.
Here we are.
We didn't have time to film it day before when we watched the episode.
Yeah.
So that's why we're
Because
filming.
we wanted to calm down after the episode, and then we were like, there's 45 minutes for us to calm down and talk about the whole show. We're like, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
So now we're calm and
Yeah.
we can just speak about it.
Yeah, a bit more coherently,
Let's see. Maybe
Hopefully.
it's not as coherent as one would expect. Also, in the past 2 days, I don't know, my throat hurts, so I'm losing my voice. So
This is not the best.
I'm not in the best situation to speak a lot. So you're gonna speak most of the time, and I'll just chime in.
Then this review is gonna be very short. I'm joking. Okay.
I'm kidding. We have tea, so we're gonna be prepared.
Yes. Okay. I don't know which we should start first. Like, is it
just to start first the episode,
Yeah.
just the episode and its entirety and how it ties everything together was just the most perfect closure. I mean closer actually.
Really?
The episode is a closer. Brings closure, but it's a closer.
I'm fine. I have never heard that word.
Maybe it's not a word.
I mean, it probably is.
I don't know.
It probably is.
Now
Just
I'm pushing it. A closer. Yeah.
Yeah, closer makes sense actually. Close something. Oh, why will okay. Yeah, honestly, it was a perfect episode.
Yeah.
Honestly, in my opinion, it's very bold. The writer is very bold to do something like this. Honestly, to write a shocking twist. Yes, we thought of it. We talked about it as a possibility. Couldn't at any point figure out completely.
Yeah.
How this is gonna work in a storyline.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, it could come, for example, if we didn't react to it, I think this is definitely a thing I would have never thought of. If I binged this show, I think this would come as a big shock for me.
I think every twist in every season, if we were just binging it, I don't think we could have seen any twists coming.
But some
not because,
maybe,
not because
opinion.
It wasn't there. I feel every twist you could see. I feel they really set set little things to make you question things, and if you wanted to think about it further, and if you I'm sure if people were in the fandom and involved and talking about it, I'm sure people figured it out as well. But if you're just binging and watching this and just oh, let's see what happens next, I mean, I don't think everything would have been a shock to me.
I agree. I just think this one would be the biggest shock for me, honestly, because the two storylines, the two, let's say, possibilities are happening in the same time.
Which two storylines?
In my opinion, White Rose and this one.
Oh, okay.
They're happening at the same time, and whichever one you would think would make sense, if you know what I mean, with the storyline. I read many comments how people were shocked when that happened, and how much they thought that this or this or this is White Rose's universe, or I even read that somebody said in the fandom. I think that somebody wrote that in under R.
Okay.
I'm not sure actually where I read it, but that in the fandom that people have. That was a theory that people commented on.
Parallel universe.
Yeah, parallel universe.
I mean, I can understand why. There were moments when I was questioning
I honestly think that Sam
everything.
did it on purpose.
Yeah.
Definitely did it on purpose and did it thoroughly so that, you could believe something like that.
Well, I think, there was a purpose to that, of kind of, let's say, understanding characters like Angela, who would fall into that because there were things that were weird, and you're just well, what? if you are questioning this, you know, as the audience, like as an observer,
Yeah.
of course, someone like Angela, who has like more of a like emotional stake in all this, is gonna buy into this story because like she wants it to be true in a way, you know, like
Completely, everything makes sense.
yeah.
Everything makes completely sense.
Yeah.
But like, I really do believe that that's very bold choice to make that kind of a reveal.
Yeah.
To leave
I
it for
wanna
the
know-
last episode for us to find out that we like have never met
Yeah.
like real Elliot.
Yeah.
That this entire time we've been following one altar.
Yeah.
I mean, and the others, we met the others
Yeah.
alongside.
Yeah. But like
But, like,
mostly Mr. Robot and
yeah,
our
yeah,
Elliot.
yeah. But like this entire time we have following our Elliot. Let's call him that mastermind, whatever.
Mastermind. When I say the mastermind, it seems like detached. You know what I mean? Like if I call him, because like people have written, this is a weird thing because like we posted our reactions, so people, you know, commented, and we usually like film a review without and we just read your comments after we film the review. So like, you know, people are like referring to our Elliot as the mastermind, and like I can't call him the mastermind even though like that's his like, let's say, title, just because like it feels to me detached.
Yeah.
Like I can't call him a man. Like,
Yeah.
like he's an Elliot.
Like-
He's my
like-
Elliot.
Like
you know?
I don't love him already.
Yeah. It seems cold.
Yeah.
It seems cold to say mastermind, even though like technically that's like what he is and everything. So like we're just gonna refer to him as our Elliot.
Yeah.
And
But honestly, so shocking that like he decided to do something like that.
yeah.
To leave it for the last episode. For us to never, let's say, completely meet our Elliot. I mean, not our Elliot. To never completely meet the real one.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah, and like I wonder if some people like thought of this before, like, because like we started questioning and like going into this theory when they mentioned like the third one. Like when they mentioned that, and you kind of like remember 104 and everything, like, and Angela saying you're not the real Elliot, then you start like sort of questioning things about the potential of like our Elliot not being the true Elliot or whatever. But I wonder if people like picked up on, because there were clues. Like now when I look back at things, like there were clues about our Elliot not being the real one, you know, with Angela saying you've been acting weird, but like all those things could have been just like connected to him meeting Mr. Robot and F Society. He's just acting weird because of that, and that's what we thought.
No, we prescribed everything, which is done on purpose, of course.
Oh, yeah.
We prescribed everything to his mental illness that he has. Let's say like he kissed Darlene. We when that happened and he didn't remember his sister, we thought that like his family was so traumatic to him that anything around him alongside with Darlene he forgot.
Yeah.
Even though maybe it doesn't happen like that. It probably doesn't happen like that, considering that like yes, they haven't been close for a few years, but like she was there. She was in his life before that. Like it wasn't like he didn't see her since he was 10 years old.
Yeah.
You know? So like now when I think about it, it makes complete sense. I can't even believe that. Like,
of course.
But yeah, I think maybe, you know how it is when you're in fandom, when somebody says a theory, then you look back and like I think when you watch the show when it comes out, I think you rewatch seasons many times. So like you would
you're
rewatch
waiting
this,
for other seasons.
you would rewatch those episodes, and I think in that way it's even easier to figure things out and pick up on things.
Yeah, but I wonder if people did.
Yeah, me too.
I really wonder. Because,
I mean,
like,
I honestly definitely think that somebody did. There was a talk about that.
Me
probably.
too, because like there were things that you could pick up on, you know, and we picked it up as early as possible for us.
Yeah, not
like
too late.
When they mentioned like look, it's like
honestly, I am
6 episodes till the end.
I am happy that we thought of it before, just because I had time to sit on it a bit
and process it
process it as a possibility, and like if I was gonna love it or not, because I have a feeling if this came out it would shock me so much, honestly, that it could bring me out of the episode, you know. I don't know if I would appreciate. Maybe I would, I have no idea. Maybe it would be even better, you know. You never know. But like now when I think about it, like I don't know if I, because like my first thought when we talked about it, and like when we talked about the possibility of like our the real Elliot not like
Being what we see,
what we see, yeah. Like that the real Elliot is the third one, the observer or whatever.
I mean, like we keep saying like the real Elliot is the third one. When they said the third one, they meant our Elliot, but just like because we said we called him the third for a bit that's how I'm referring to him
but
in
like
my mind.
When we first talked about it, like my first was like, what we don't know the real one, like I mean,
I remember when we were talking about it, I think that's the review for 406, I think. I remember when we were talking. Well, I know because you just posted it on YouTube, and I saw it long. Okay, and it was long because of that. It was long because like that is the part that like bothered us. And like bothered me. I was very, I don't know what part like I clung on to out of, I don't know, but like I remember like we were speaking about it, you were like we just don't know him. I'm like, but like also it's very hard for me to define like, oh, do you really know him? Just because like I do believe that like all those altars and everything, like if you have the ID, like all of that is you. You know, they all make up you. Like even if there's like one, is there like a correct term? I'm gonna call it a center because I'm not sure what the correct term is. But like if there's like one center, I don't think he is just completely detached from those altars. Like I think that they still like make up. Like that's what they said at the end. Like that's what our Elliot said. We're always gonna be a part of Elliot.
But that's what I agree. But also like they're a part of Elliot. But like there is also a part that we don't know.
Yeah, like we don't fully know
that's
him.
like Mr. Robot told him, "You're as much as Elliot as I am."
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. He as much as Elliot is the little one or the mother or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
Like, all of them are his altars.
Yeah.
But like there is definitely some, they all have maybe similar moralities, let's say, because like remember when Mr. Robot said, as much as there is me in you, there is you in me.
Yeah.
So like he wouldn't, like, let's say I would have find another way for some things. Like I wouldn't like bomb the this or that. I wouldn't find another way because like I wouldn't be okay with that. Just like because you are not okay with that, you know?
Yeah.
Because like the real one is also like that's where like let's say his line is or something like that, you know? They have probably similarities, but like they're different in my opinion for each other.
So,
they serve different
say that
purposes.
we don't know him, but
we definitely don't know something
of him. You know, we know this part of him. But like that we have never really known the protagonist of the show. Like we have never known him. That is so strange when you think about it. We have only known his altars. While he has
or the relationship he had with Angela, or the relationship that he had with his sister, or you know. Very interesting.
So that's that's a fascinating reveal, honestly. And they again, they just always do this. Like no matter if you, let's say, think of it, the reveal is always like just so well done that you get like overwhelmed by it, even if you like figure it out and whatever. Like they just do it so well, and they like explain things because like we couldn't like fully comprehend how exactly everything was happening. And then like when Mr. Robot told him everything, and then like later on Krista and everything, when they like explained it further, like everything just made so much more sense to me in my mind. And like that was the missing piece that I needed to like connect that in my head, because like I couldn't, like that's what I meant. Like we're like so close, but like there's this missing link to me that like needs to connect these two ideas that I have in my mind. Like the part that like we didn't know that like connected everything to us is like that he is actually, that like our Elliot is the one that kind of created this world for the real Elliot to live in, you know, to shield him from reality while he takes his place. I didn't think it was that. I thought like that the real Elliot just like went inside himself basically, you know, and that our Elliot then and then like our Elliot basically like took over, but it wasn't exactly that. He just, our Elliot sort of like put him there and like took over because
make all this great world for him, the things that like, he would want, let's say, possibly.
It's like you know,
the things that he didn't have.
That's what like I think Krista said. I mean Krista, he himself said that to him, but like that, you know, he loved him so much that like he wanted to like shield him from all of this and to like create a better world for him, because like that's our Elliot is the one that kind of, let's say, carries that and embodies that like rage over the things that were like done to him and like how the world is. Like he is very much looking at everything through kind of a nihilistic viewpoint, you know, and that is what he represents for like the real Elliot.
Yeah.
And so like him taking over, like he was gonna have that approach, which is also fucking fascinating to me, that like that is the explanation of like Elliot. Like it explains our Elliot like so much, and everything that he was ever saying, it just like everything makes so much sense that like on rewatch value this would be ridiculous.
No, honestly, I have to rewatch it.
Rewatch value,
I literally have to rewatch it. I don't know if I would rewatch it immediately right now, but like I have to rewatch it. I have to see now with all the knowledge that I have. I think it would be so different and so fascinating to see all those clues, to watch the scene from 104 again, or any other, you know.
Yeah.
Now when you know
like
that's
104.
What?
Fucking 104.
To watch it, to see every time he talks to Angela how he's towards him or something like that, you know?
Yeah, because
I think that would be very interesting to watch.
Yeah, and you would pick up much more things. Like Angela again saying that like that she doesn't recognize him, and that like she feels like she has kind of lost him in a way, because like that wasn't the Elliot that she knew.
Yeah,
really.
because that wasn't in the dream. Yeah, that was in real life when she told him that. But like we prescribed everything to Mr. Robot, everything, which makes sense.
Well, that's what we had to go with, like, imagine.
Yeah, but like I just think that reveal and what and that explanation why our Elliot did all of that was beautiful.
Yeah.
I just think I love that.
Yeah.
Makes so much sense. That he gave him everything he can have. That he gave him perfect parents. That he gave him normal life, let's say, that he couldn't have. Yeah. That he gave him the relationship with Angela.
Yeah.
I mean, he only didn't give him one thing that he needed for a reason.
Yeah, because like he knew that could bring him out, basically. Yeah, I mean, that reveal to me is beautiful just because, again, it's the same thing. I think we talked about it a bit with like Mr. Robot, you know, after the whole revelation that happened in 407 as well, and like how he protected him, and how like I felt bad for like being mad at Mr. Robot in like certain moments, because like he was like forcing Elliot to do things that maybe he didn't want to do and everything. But like, you know, when you know that he is there like to protect him, like how your mind protects you, like that is like, I mean, again, incredibly sad that it has to do that to protect itself, but like there is something so beautiful about like you loving yourself so much, like trying to protect you, you know. I
agree, but I also what I would love to see on rewatch would be exactly those scenes with Mr. Robot, because right now we know that like he knew that this is not the real Elliot. He knew that like the real Elliot is stuck in that world, that different reality that our Elliot made, and he knew that this one had control, that the real Elliot can come out.
Yeah.
Very interesting. I would like to see his scenes, like what was, let's say, the reasoning behind some things that like maybe he said or he did.
Yeah.
Like all of that would be very interesting, because like what alters try to do is like actually save real Elliot from that role, because, you know,
because
bring him out at the end of the day.
I mean they made that in a reality that doesn't exist, you know. He is not really there, and like our Elliot is sort of like, they mentioned that kind of the monster in a way too, the real Elliot, like protecting him but also like keeping him trapped, you know, which is all just like I think my brain is like still like wrapping my head around that fact. And another part that like shocked me, like when they were like revealing all of that and like all his altars technically, and like when we see the scene when his family is standing there, I think that was like the end of, let's say, season 2 maybe, I want to say, or something close to season 2. Like when like the entire town is empty, and like he sees them and they're speaking like, we're always with you, we're not gonna leave you or whatever. And like I remember thinking nothing of that. I just remember thinking that, and in terms of like your past is always gonna haunt you or something.
No, even that. Then we were so confused, and we were like, even if we tried,
but
we
like
can't.
Sure.
Like it's impossible in my mind.
And like they even
to
explained
make something
that, like
of
when
that.
they showed that, I was like, oh, wow, like didn't even fucking cross my mind, you know. But it was very sad. Like there was an aspect to me that was like very sad about our Elliot, like learning this and like grappling with the fact that he is, let's say, not the real one, and everyone telling him to kind of let go, like let go of that control. That like felt very sad to me. That like he is not a real person. He's not like the host, the center of it, and like that he really didn't wanna. He kind of refused to believe it, and like that was the whole half of the episode was them talking to him and him not wanting to accept it.
Yeah, but like the fact that we had the same scene from 1 or 4, like that was the moment
4 seasons ago, like
4 seasons ago. That was the moment when like our Elliot slip up into that world when like he had one of his withdrawals. Is that the word? Withdrawals?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, from morphine.
And that we had that scene with Angela that got cut off.
Yeah.
Just like before, saying
you
you are the
like
mastermind.
Yeah.
And when now we had that completely same scene. Again,
like the same scene that we see in like every single sentence now.
Yeah, and
is like completely different.
Completely different. And just like for me and Lola, like we always talk about it, like because like we had many shows go down the as seasons progress, like writers lose their track.
Yeah.
So like I think my favorite thing about any show will be the fact that they thought of it before.
Yeah.
Like that they had the whole show in mind. Like yes, some parts are gonna go down this part during, like some characters can progress differently.
Yeah.
But like I love that the writer had a point of the show. He had the whole show in his mind, how it's gonna evolve and what's gonna be the final thing.
Again,
since the beginning.
It's the same thing that we always say, like it never tried to like use cheap tricks like for the audience, like to trick the audience, like to, I mean, like it did make us like believe in the parallel universe, but like that had a point that like had a point in the story, you know, like there was a purpose for like them wanting to play it up a lot more, you know, and like it wasn't about just like sucker punching the audience. Just because like to me that is just very cheap, and I don't like it, and I had like so many shows that like disappointed me because of things like that, and like forever always like my favorite shows are the ones that like stick true to it, to the message, like throughout.
And even though I think this one had a really good plot and twists,
oh my God,
in my opinion, like if not the best ones I have ever seen.
Yeah.
I just think that like if somebody didn't see something coming and was like mad about it, you could just show him the evidence.
Yeah.
Like you could just say, what about this and this and this and this and this?
And you just didn't notice.
You just didn't notice. You just didn't look.
Yeah.
At thought of them, like what they could possibly mean, and I just like that's my favorite thing, honestly.
Yeah. And the connection between Elliot and White Rose, and like I read a comment and like that reminded me like that White Rose said like why they need Elliot, and like what they don't have is like they don't have his focused rage. Like that is what they don't have, and that is what like our Elliot had, that like maybe the central one didn't possess in that like quantity, you know. And like that's what our Elliot was, you know.
I think I mean I don't know, but like I think maybe that's how with alters, let's say, like maybe you possess something like that, but like not nearly as much. Like most of that, let's say, goes to your alter. Yes, that's still part of it. There's still something that you have inside of you, but like it maybe wouldn't come out in that same form, you know. I mean, because of all the traumas, let's say that he survived, he had so many emotions need to be protected. The rage against like hate for the whole world, that disappoints you every single day.
And like maybe you need to, like, I'm gonna say, put it in a certain place so that it doesn't like overwhelm you, like that one emotion.
Yeah.
But like again, I mean, we cannot speak about it, and like I wish there was something more that we could like read up on, but like everything that I like read about DID in like the past month just shows me there's so little known, just because like it's such a rare condition and there's like so little to know about it that you can only like make some type of like assumptions, you know, which is maybe not always the best thing to do, but like you know, I don't think anyone is like watching this and taking our words as like gospel. Like this is just me trying to understand, like just trying to understand like some things and like how it would work and how it would connect to trauma. But like it's a very difficult subject just because it is so unexplored.
And I think when we're talking about the trauma, that we should now continue maybe with White Rose and go back to Darlene. I think their relationship of everything that we saw in this episode should be at the end,
the center of it.
Let's talk about White Rose and the whole ending of hers, let's say, and story of hers, which is in my opinion very good.
And we're talking about like where Elliot was at the end of episode 11, right? Like where he went to and everything. And we were like talking about how potentially like we were seeing, let's say, the real Elliot, and that like this is just like him, let's say, waking up and our Elliot is just passed out from the explosion. I mean, and that is what it was. But we were saying like that we don't know then how that connects to like White Rose and her plan and everything.
Especially because it all seemed very connected, but at the same time, since a parallel universe idea happened in beginning of the season 4, that was never something that like, no, I think it's even beginning with season 3. That was never something that like we wanted to believe in, because it made no sense, but like it was shown in ways that like there has to be something there. Let's say there has to be some kind of explanation, maybe, you know, that like how everybody believed in that, how she was making this project machine of hers, I don't know, that like can bring you, let's say, some alternate reality, something like that, like that we couldn't believe in, because like this show was never about that. It was always just about like people and society and trauma and relationships and everything like that, that like I wouldn't want to have something so sci-fi put into the show, let's say. But again, White Rose show something to Angela, and Angela completely believed in that. And many others. Angela talked to also Irving. And he said that like if he like 10 years ago or something, nothing of this would be possible. So like why not? You know? So like she was so convinced, White Rose, and she made other people, let's say, believe in that. In my eyes, let's say. And that like there had to be something. And I just loved that there wasn't. And that we never found out anything, which we shouldn't have, because it's not important. The important just part was for us to figure out why White Rose was so desperate to, let's say, search for it, to make an alternative reality. Why she was so convinced, even though maybe she never was, but like that was the only way for her to move on, to live, to function.
I really appreciate the ending, and I really appreciate they didn't even bother to like show what she showed Angela, because like, you know, that like it could have been a trick. It could have been just like Angela at that point wanted to believe, you know, and so like anything that you can grasp onto, you're gonna grasp onto, and like everyone working for White Rose gets paid by White Rose, you know, like you don't need much more reasonings than that. And I even read a comment that said something along the lines how Krista said when she was about to talk to Elliot about all his deepest things and secrets, how it needs to be a specific specific just like the two of us. She needs like the other person needs to be vulnerable. And stuff like that. And like now when you go back to it, it was completely like that. Angela was desperate in that moment. And she's seeing someone that resembles her younger self.
Angela was on the
like I mean, she hit rock bottom.
And White Rose completely used that.
Yeah.
And it makes perfect sense.
She used it because like she knows, like she understands wanting to change how things are because like you are so in your grief, you know. And like there was one of you guys left a comment that I really liked. It was a very long one, but about White Rose and her story and Elliot's story, like we really parallel each other, like our Elliot's story, because like White Rose basically like was building this parallel universe, wanted to build this parallel universe to deal with like her trauma and like a lot that has to deal with her being trans and like that the world not accepting that and her having to sacrifice so much because the world is the way that it is and like not accepting and not understanding and like that she couldn't be who she really was in the eye of the public. And so like there was a lot of resentment and trauma that comes from that. And like so she just wanted to create this parallel universe that like she knows is not real, but like that is the way that she is dealing with her grief and trauma. And like on the other side we have our Elliot, who has like also created this parallel universe, like this alternate universe where he placed like the real Elliot in to like shield him from the real world. Like it's very much a similar story. And like she came to the end, like White Rose came to the end where like there couldn't be any more pretending that this thing could actually be a real thing. And so like at the very end, because I was like she shot herself, you know, like that is the final, like that is it. Like after this you have nothing really. But like at that point that is the like the police are in front, you know, like her project is not going to Congo, she is here and everything. This is the end, you know.
Yeah, she had that one last conversation, let's say, with Elliot, and then shot herself. I think she gave in, let's say,
to that not really being a possibility.
Yeah.
And like, you know, she gave Elliot like the opportunity to like, let's say, finish this facade that like she had going on. Like to exit the game and like stay in reality with like staying with the person that is there, like in the cave and the metaphor and everything. And so she just shot herself, and that was the end. She committed suicide. And like it makes perfect sense.
Everything.
It makes perfect sense. I think we were just like caught up on, because like the parallel universe and everything, like it was such, like we were with that for such a long time, and like it explained White Rose. And so like I guess or at least I like kept wanting there to be like maybe something palpable that like you can grab onto, like that would explain things. But like there's nothing to explain it, you know? Yeah, no, like it makes sense. Again, like now with the whole story having been wrapped up and everything, I'm very satisfied with that, and like I feel closure with that, because like you can't explain it in any way.
And I just think her story ended perfectly. Yeah. Like her character arc ended perfectly.
Yeah.
And we really didn't need to find out if she managed to do something, because she couldn't have.
Yeah.
You know? And you know she couldn't have.
Yeah.
She just managed to convince our girl who was very low to believe that that's possible.
Yeah.
And she was desperate. White Rose was desperate enough to try to make anything like that possible.
Yeah.
Because of everything that she survived.
Yeah.
And that is a good story.
I mean, it is the most human story. Yeah. It is the most human story that you can get.
For a villain, let's say, you know? Not let's say completely a villain of the show, you know?
But like it is always, I always need the villain to be understandable. Like if a villain is just mwahaha, I want to destroy the world because whatever, you know, like what am I gonna do with that? Like what do I do with that? But like if a villain is created because of like their grief and trauma, and like especially with her character, which I also think is like a very important topic also to tackle, with the fact of her like being trans and everything. Like they have really delved into a lot of topics in this show that are like heavy, but like her being trans is like at the center of her story.
Of course, because because of that she wasn't able to be with her boyfriend.
Yeah.
Because of that she wasn't able to he killed himself.
Yeah.
And she lost him.
Yeah.
And that caused so much grief and hate
Yeah.
inside of her as well.
Yeah, because the whole world is not built for you, not built to accept you, basically, what else are you gonna do than feel a lot of hate? And she had this great conversation now, that we know that it was the last one.
Yeah.
When she was talking about talking to Elliot about how she loves people and wants to create a better world for them, much they said that Elliot loved Elliot.
Yeah.
And wanted to create a better world for him. Again, it parallels. But it's such a great monologue from her before the very end. And I just think they couldn't have created a better villain. I never loved her. I never felt
anything warm.
Let's say, yeah, I
her.
didn't have warm feelings towards her.
No.
But I could always, when we figured out all of her backstory, it is very understandable.
And even now, when we know the complete story, I think she's one of the better villains.
Yeah.
Ever written.
They did an incredible job with her, and that is the same thing that they did with the show, because it is at the end of the day a human story, and everything else that was happening around, all the fucking murder and the dark army and hacking and capitalism and everything, it connects to just people and acceptance and wanting to be accepted and wanting to protect yourself and love yourself and dealing with trauma and
yeah. And there was a dialogue, I think, where Elliot talked about
that.
Oh my god, that dialogue.
I'm
so
very emotional
good.
now. No, that one really, that part really from the entirety of the episode, that part really got to me. When he was talking about it, because he was talking about this throughout the show, about what he wants to do, and he was saying that how he wants to change the world, and that was a constant thing. And so for that end monologue to be about how change is just maybe people standing upright in what they believe in and who they are, even if the world doesn't accept you, even if the world calls you weird, even if there are so many external forces working against you, if you can just hold on and be true to yourself, maybe then the world around you changes. That is one of my favorite things.
It was such a beautiful
that I have seen anywhere.
Yeah.
And it really hit me.
Yeah. So human. Such a human
just
story.
Because
honestly.
that is the only thing you can do.
Yeah.
That is the only thing any one of us can do. You can just control you.
Yeah.
And
your feelings and your...
Yes, and people that you surround yourself with. That is as much as you can control. And then that world, everyone has their own personal world around him. My worldview is very much directly impacted by people around me and things that have happened to me, and so we all have our own universes that we live, and the only thing that you can do is impact that. But that is so important. It comes from the individual. You can't, there's always gonna be so much injustice, and there's always gonna be so many cruel things, and the world is mostly gonna be cruel and maybe unfair, but you can only stand your ground and just be true to who you are, and then the world around you could change. And that was so incredible to me.
Yeah.
And so our Elliot, when he after that scene with Krista, he came to it in the hospital, and it was still our Elliot, and Darlene was there in front of him.
To me, even before that, we had a talk with Krista when she said that the only reason why there was a reason why Darlene never wasn't in that reality, why he never made her there, is because of the connection and relationship that she had with Elliot.
Yeah.
I mean, later we found out more about the dynamic between Darlene and the real Elliot.
Yeah.
Let's say, but I just thought that was beautiful in my opinion. And yeah, then, and we also heard her voices, so like we immediately thought that maybe he's in hospital and she's next to him and trying to wake him up, and that happened. But like he didn't give up control. Our Elliot didn't give up control, and he woke up next to Darlene, and they started talking, and he said how this is not real, how nothing is real, and
but it's not a real him.
No, before that, she said like how it is real, how this all happened, and told him how they caught White Rose, how she's dead, and how
the plan didn't like blow up.
Yeah,
like
how everything they have survived, everything of society, everything they have done, and that's real, that really happened. And he said yes, but like that's not me. Like I am not the real Elliot.
Yeah.
And she said that she knew immediately that he was completely different. But when he knew that like it was not him at all was when he tried to kiss her.
Yeah.
And that when he forgot about her.
Yeah, like she said it was not like hard to piece it together.
Yeah, like even before that she saw that he's different, but like she didn't do anything about it just because they were hanging out. Yeah. They spent more time together, and like she didn't want to risk that, let's say. She wanted that to stay the way it is, because like before that they didn't spend time together, you know.
I mean, she said like that she came, to New York so that they could like basically like have a relationship, because they didn't have one. So like the real Elliot wasn't really close to Darlene, and like we knew that before, that he was like, the closest person to him was Angela, and so Darlene did say that like she didn't talk to him because like she didn't know how, basically, because like because of everything that they have gone through in their childhood, she just like didn't know how to even approach him.
And I loved when she said that. It made, in my opinion, perfect sense.
Yeah.
And I felt so sorry for both of them, let's say, because like I couldn't. Let's say first with Elliot, like I think he needed her. I don't think that the closest person to him, or like that he loved Angela the most. I don't think that, actually. And I think he needed, let's say, Darlene. And she wasn't able to be there for him. She wasn't able to handle, let's say, his moods or different alters him. And so she wasn't able to be there, so she left him.
Yeah.
And but like also I could understand her, and I feel so sorry for her that like she wasn't able to do that with all the trauma that she as well experienced. She wasn't able to be there for her brother, and with all the trauma that she has experienced, we know that like she had constant panic attacks and stuff like that. And
I mean, that's what she said, like that she always kind of runs away.
Yeah.
And like we know that she said that, when she didn't get on the plane, like when she decided to stay, she decided not to run away anymore.
Yeah.
And so she wanted to face it.
Yeah, but the first time when she, the second that she left, she said that she thought of him.
Yeah.
Constantly, and that she had to come back to fix the relationship that they had, that's been broken.
Yeah.
And then when she showed up, it wasn't Elliot.
Yeah.
But again, they've been spending time with each other.
Yeah, and they were talking. That's what she wanted, and so like she was afraid to not have that, and so she just she just went with the whole situation. And it was such a hard scene. It was such an emotional scene, and like our Elliot sort of explained what exactly was happening, and how like the real Elliot is like good in a like world where he has everything that he ever wanted. And so like immediately when he says that, immediately what's coming. And like I was trying to prepare myself for like the next sentence of that. And like when Darlene was about to exit to go get the nurse or whatever, and he said like, he actually didn't have everything. He didn't have you. And so like to be like their last scene together before he lets go, and like for him to let go because of like Darlene as well, because like he loved her, like he said that he loved her at the end,
Yeah.
and like he's basically like giving her brother back to her. Like for that being like the last moment that he is like, let's say, taking control of this body, to me
Yeah.
was like so,
That was
like,
the moment
beautiful.
why he decided to let go of the control.
yeah.
No, that was so beautiful, honestly. And then we saw him going through the tunnel that we saw a few times before, right?
Yeah, we saw
saw
it.
that
We saw
Mr.
it.
Robot, I think Mr. Robot was going.
We saw
I
it
don't
multiple
remember.
times,
Yeah.
but like now I can't remember in like what context did we see it. Like these are the things that I need to like
Yeah.
rewatch to
Yeah,
like see
yeah,
where
yeah.
we saw it
Yeah.
and like how it would connect. But we did. Like I remember that hallway, and that's like when we had the whole like speech that
Yeah.
he gave about the world changing. And like he was standing, I think, I mean, it's been a while since I watched Fight Club, but like the shot to me when he is standing and like his father, I mean the altar and the mother altar are like there, like in front of the building glass, whatever, that like really reminded me of like Fight Club as well. And Mr. Robot saying how like they will always be a part of him.
Yeah.
Everything was just so beautiful.
And they said like we're always gonna be a part of Elliot or something like that. And like in my mind, like when we're watching it, we as viewers, like I really feel that when he's saying that, like we as viewers, we have been through so much here, you know, like with him. And
we are a part of them.
Yeah.
We are there, we are a part, and like I felt like I was abandoning him.
Yeah.
Like when he, like another line that really hit me that I've been thinking about for the past few days is like when he said like this only works if you let go too.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
That's-
ouch.
yeah, that's after
like don't
that, yeah.
don't tell me that, because like I can't now. Like it really felt like I was, because like you are letting go, like you are saying goodbye. You're not gonna really, if you're finishing the show, you're not gonna see them, and like you're saying goodbye because like we're not gonna be in Elliot's head. Like we've always been like, we've always been the
silent
like observers of everything that was happening. And so like I really connected with the altars there, and so like it really hit when he said that. And so like they went to the movie theater, basically, you know, just that's where they're gonna be a part of Elliot's life, just like they're observing. And then like outro from M83 started playing, which again I thought was beautiful, because like the song intro was the one that started playing at the end of season 3. And so like to finish it with that, like that is one of my like song choices, are like that 0.1% that like if they are good, like that always bumps up the show for me. Like if I didn't like the show or whatever, but it had good music, I'm like, wasn't that bad, you know? And so like this was just like the cherry on top. Their whole music selection throughout the show I thought was just like so great. But like how that song tied into the story and the world, the words of the song just fit so well for me as well. And like we just went through this like tunnel of like all the memories that have happened throughout the show, basically, like with the real Elliot sort of waking up, and like before waking up, like seeing all this, like seeing everything that has happened while he was like not fully aware, and then just like opening his eyes, and like, you know, this is someone like new now.
And I love that we don't even see him. I love that like we don't meet him at all.
Because like we are watching through his eyes at
yeah.
that point. We are seeing Darlene directly at us.
Yeah. And then that's the end.
Yeah,
and
she says hello, Elliot.
Hello, Elliot. And I just think that that's beautiful. I think that like that's the last shot that like we are now watching Chris, like let's say from his point of view.
Yeah.
And that like Darlene is the first thing that he sees.
Yeah.
And that now maybe they're gonna be able to have the relationship that they would both benefit so much from, because like they have survived many things together, and maybe now they're gonna be able to help each other deal with all those things.
It was the most like, it is kind of an open ending, and like it is the most hopeful open ending that I could have like
imagined.
Like we always said that we did want some type of like hopeful ending, and like this was it. Like we don't know what happened like from here on out.
But I choose
like
to believe
yeah,
that,
like after when the show ends, I have personal freedom to choose like what I believe in, like what I believe will happen next, and like however much they could like, you know, and they will like struggle with things that happen in their life. Like they have each other to go through these tough times.
Yeah. And they're gonna both deal with their trauma.
Yeah. Together. Yeah.
I mean, separately as well, but like,
it's
at
like
least they're not gonna be alone
system.
in that, and they're gonna grieve Angela. Elliot's gonna have to grieve Angela now, and I think Darlene's gonna be able to be there for him, but like also she's grieving her constantly as well.
Yeah.
So those are the things that like I choose to believe are gonna happen in a healthy way.
Yeah.
I mean, as healthy as it is possible.
Yeah.
So yeah, I honestly think everything was perfect. I wouldn't change one single thing.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think this was a perfect episode. Perfect conclusion to this perfect story.
No, truly,
One of the biggest surprises, I think you should say.
Such a shock in my life. Truly, this show goes into some of my most favorites. Like, I have no idea. Like, no one asked for a list. Like, ask her. Don't ask me.
Honestly, don't ask me either.
Like, I like at this point, I don't fucking know what my list is. But like, this has to be somewhere high up.
Yeah.
Because like, this has been honestly, truly like perfect start to finish.
The thing with this show, like maybe there were at some point some shows that like I have loved and adored and maybe even enjoyed in that moment more than this one, if that's possible. But like what I love the most about this show and what I think makes him one of the better ones I have watched, one of the best ones I have watched, is the fact that it was true to the story the entire time. It was thought of it before. Like, it wasn't some cheap thing, some cheap shock, something like that, you know? I just think that is the thing that makes the show perfect.
Yeah, and I think just like, you know, how I would like, let's say, place, you know, my favorite shows, like there's an aspect of like longevity, like is in terms of like how long is this gonna like be with me. Like there are some shows that like I watched, I loved, they were great, but like in a year I don't think about them that much, you know. And like the shows that I hold very high up are the shows that like, I don't know, for example, The West Wing, I watched that like fucking 7 years ago, you know, and to this day I love it. Like I watch scenes often from it, and like it's one of my favorite things, you know. And I think this is the type of show that like 5 years down the line, like I'm gonna think of some of the things that were said and the messages that were sent, and like it's just gonna be such a warm feeling.
Yeah.
Like it was such a beautiful conclusion, and I'm glad it was such a hopeful conclusion, considering like the show was very heavy, and it was like there were a lot of trauma that were like dealt with. And so like
when there is the heaviest topic that we have watched, honestly.
And like when there's like stories like that, when there's like characters that go through so many traumatic events, and like when their storyline ends tragically, like that always just like that breaks my heart, you know, because like people struggle so much, and like I want to believe in a happy ending. Like I want to believe that like we do get better.
I completely agree,
you know. And so like you leave me with that, like you leave me feeling at peace with him, like having the ability to be better and to live a happy life, because like that's what he deserves, you know. And like I like it's just always gonna have such a like warm feeling when I think about the show.
Yeah, not only for him, I think for other characters as well. It had a tragedy with Angela.
I wanted to say my girl didn't get a hopeful one. She's the one that got the most tragic one.
But like other than her, I think every other character had the ending that let's say I was hoping for, that they deserved. You know. So yeah, I love that. I think I always think like as much as I love some tragedy happening, I would always prefer a hopeful ending of the show. I would always prefer something like, I mean, there is not even a question in my mind. Yes, I love realistic endings, of course, but like if there is nothing hopeful in it.
Yeah.
That's very sad to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this show just deserved this type of an ending.
And it was perfect.
It was incredible.
Yeah.
It was, again, a shocking surprise in my mind. Really did not expect this. Did not see this going down this way.
We should thank you for recommending
Like,
it so much.
I
Because I don't think it has that big of an audience.
Yeah.
But like it's loud enough. It was
Yeah.
loud enough for us to play this show.
Look, I think we have a good bunch of people who like follow us, who vote for these shows, because it's not like people don't pick the most popular show and just like pick the shows that we are really gonna like. And so like I do trust you, and so like even when I thought like I don't know if I'm gonna like vibe with Mr. Robot, I didn't know, but like you were so loud about it that I thought like there was no fucking way.
Yeah.
You know, like there's so many shows that like people, let's say, love or like really watched, highly praised, and a lot of people that follow us are like, yeah, sure, they're great, but like they're not gonna like that. Like they're not gonna necessarily care about it that much as you think they will, you know? And so this was just
Completely up there.
such a joy.
Yeah.
This was really such a joy, and it's gonna be very hard to top. It's gonna be very fucking hard. Like we're gonna watch The Wire.
No.
Like
yeah.
I know it's very highly praised, so I'm sure it's gonna be like great. But this is always gonna be this is always gonna have such a special place in my heart.
Yeah, I agree.
So that's it.
Okay, guys.
That's it. Thank you for
Thank you
watching
so
the
much
show
for
with
watching.
us.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing your stories. There were a lot of stories that I read after like 407, you know, about people who have experienced similar awful things that have happened to them. And I just think people are so incredibly brave to like go through that and like still be such kind people with everything that happened to them. And like that is also like one of the things that I'm like really gonna take away from this experience, because it's always the show, and then like there is always like that bit with like the audience that watch with us, like that always like makes the experience for me.
Yeah, for me as well.
And so this was the most perfect one that we could have had.
I agree.
So thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Maybe we'll never see you again if you don't watch anything else with us, and maybe we'll see you
we
soon.
will.
But thank you so much
Bye.
for watching.